Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still following the electoral process minute by minute for the parliamentary elections runoff and rerun of the second phase in 55 constituencies. And to shed more light on the latest developments and the updates of the elections, we have all our correspondents over the governorates to follow the elections, and we are delighted to have with us in the studio Dr. Ali Kamel. He's professor of psychology, Sorbonne University in Paris, and also his former advisor to the Minister of Health. Thank you very much, Dr. Ali, for joining us today in Nile TV International.
Thank you very much to invite me.
Thank you. Dr. Ali, tell us more about your point of view of the participation of the Egyptians in the parliamentary elections so far, the Egyptian expats and also the Egyptians living here in Egypt.
Yes, this is a very important question because the Egyptian abroad, they play a role, very important role in the election because they give hope for the Egyptian inside the country. These Egyptian abroad, they succeeded in their life and they have a good life in Europe, in the United States, in Arab countries, and they love their countries because they are abroad. There is nostalgia, and they give a push to the election, and they encourage Egyptian inside to go to vote and voters because they see they live in another environment and another country, and they have emotion and they have sentiment for the people inside Egypt.
Yeah.
So I think it's very, very important that they participate. As you know, it's important to participate in the project of their country, their origin. They are originate from Egypt, but they live abroad and they have another work abroad and so on. But they give a push and they give a help to Egyptian inside the country across their way to participating in the elections. For example, if they are in Paris, it's about 3,000.
You used to live in Paris for a long time.
Yes, I lived in Paris for more than 45 years, and I get my PhD in France, and I have been all over France, but also I have been to United States of America, to Canada, to Toronto, and I work in many town like Montreal.
So when you used to live in Paris, did you used to go to the embassy to cast your ballot?
Yes, I was always in embassy and always in
the elections?
In the elections and with the Egyptian community, and I did association, French-Egyptian association in the west of France and in Paris also. And I was in the Egyptian Cultural Center in Boulevard Saint-Michel.
Yeah,
yes, I met most of the minister of and people across the 45 years. It's a history for me.
It's a long history.
Yes.
Dr. Ali, we want to talk more about youth and the participation of youth in the elections and the education, as you told me before we were on air, about how important and how crucial to be educated in school to participate in the elections and to be a citizen participating in every thing.
As you know, it's a very important question because, as you know, the behavior of voters, depending on their knowledge and their culture and their education.
Yes.
And I talked to judges and to counselors in the Ministry of Justice about how can we promote or how can we help students in the school, in the college, in the universities to learn or to know about the constitutional law. Because the constitutional law, which is the way to help the citizen to know how can we elect the president?
Yeah.
How can we elect the assembly members? How all these questions.
So this must be a subject, you mean, in schools?
In the school, yes, yes.
To be taught.
Because in school they learn mathematics, they learn Arabic language, they learn religion, they like biology and so on, but never they have a program about the constitutional law,
yes.
which is a basic for the voters. Why should I go to vote? Why and how, and all these questions are explained in the first year for the student of law in the faculty of law.
Yeah.
We learn constitutional law. Let us say that I studied the law in France in the Sorbonne, not as a judge or as a lawyer, but as a citizen. I helped myself by reading and by going to the faculty of law in Sorbonne in Paris, Panthéon Sorbonne, and I studied personally the constitutional law, French, German, Egyptian, and so on, in the faculty of law. And I studied civil law. So I said to myself and to everybody, it's obligatory for the citizen to know the basics of constitutional law and civil law,
yes.
because civil law is a contract. And every day we are in contract, number one. And in constitutional law is the media, how to understand the TV, how to understand radio, journals, and all these questions are in the constitutional law. And as you know, there is big differences between German law, French law, maybe Egyptian law, which is originally French also.
Yes.
But let us say that if we introduce in the college, in the school, in the universities, the basics, for example, what is the basics? For example, the executive power is not have to mixed with the يعني السلطة التشريعية، السلطة القضائية، السلطة الإيه التنفيذية. The separation between three elements. This is the basic to understand that there is independence of this power in the law.
Yeah.
It is also important to learn what is our regime or discipline in the election. Is it presidential? Is it parliamentary, and so on. I'm not saying we have to teach students 600 pages, no, because the constitutional law is about 600.
Just a summary about.
Summary or just a small hints for the student, so they can be familiar when they go as a voter to choose in the election.
Yeah.
This important point, I think, still now in Egypt we didn't realize it. I think the Minister of Education have to introduce this in the program for a student in the universities and in the school.
Yeah.
And it will help a lot in the behavior, in modifying the behavior of the citizen in the election.
Yeah.
Let us say that the Egyptian abroad,
Yes.
They are very conscious of the importance of choosing the representative, in the assembly, in the parliament. And as I was abroad, I was more interested in the election. You know, this distance between the separation between our country and going abroad, it helps a lot, stimulate the desire to choose and to change. And as you know, the change will come only when the citizen is having the will to change. I mean, it's a will to change. If you don't have the will to change,
you will never change.
You never
and
arrive.
Dr. Ali, I would like to ask you about the next parliament. What are the most urgent files the new parliament must tackle?
Well, as you know, it's very important in the parliament that we organize the social and the educational and the economic factors who helps in the promotion and the progression of the country. For example, in Egypt we interested in helping the citizen to have a good health and good education. And I think education for me is more important than health. Because if you have a patient with diabetes, but he is not educated how to eat and how to prevent, he will aggravate his illness, he have a complication. So the education is more important than everything. That's why I have the idea of my TED always education, education, education. And culture, 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 and economy. And as you know, we have a minister, Dr. Rania Al-Mashat. She did a lot of work to in the economy, in the helping the people to repair the problems of economy of Egypt.
Yes, Dr. Ali, and just now we have over the phone Dr. Hanadi Ragai. She is a human development expert. Good morning, Dr. Hani.
Good morning to you.
Thank you very much for joining us today, Dr. Hani. I would like to ask you about the participation of the Egyptians living abroad and here in Egypt in the second phase of the parliamentary elections.
Actually, I see this, it is an amazing transformation happened in our Egyptian culture. As before like 10 years before, we do not giving any importance to the elections. But nowadays, all the Egyptian societies, either inside the Egypt or outside the Egypt, we are participating, but we are also not, we are participating to do something is like, you know, it's just an orders or obligatory. No, I can see that the Egyptian people's culture, thinking, and the level of education and beliefs totally changed. That's why they are, now they are running and they are like to make this, because they are choosing the future for their country. Especially the Egyptian people who are living outside Egypt or the expatriates, they feel that this is a big responsibility to protect and save their country. So it's very, very positive and positive sign for our society and culture.
Yes, Dr. Hanadi, how would this parliamentary elections help to build a democratic society?
Okay, after when our society, they are nominating whomever they prefer in our government, gradually all the social or the society will do believe that they are choosing this person from their point of view. Absolutely, when I'm choosing the proper person and whomever I do believe that he will save my country, gradually the democratic thinking and the democratic culture will be surrounded everywhere, and that's why I mean the procedures that happens here in Egypt. And that the people, they are going by themselves and they are choosing whomever they want. The word of mouth between all the people in Egypt that know any kind of pressure, yes, the democratic culture will be increased and more and more by the way coming days, and the generations who are raising up and they are seeing this in their countries, they will believe that there is a democratic country that we are living in. especially after President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, when he has some doubt about some committees in the elections, and he asked the responsible people to repeat it. So this is a very big sign about this.
Yeah. And Dr. Hanedi, how do you view the participation of women in the elections as in general, and also in the parliamentary elections as a voter and as a candidate?
Okay, the woman, since maybe again 10 years before, we have a very sharp transformation regarding the woman in our society, and the woman empowerment also. In Vision 2030 and the 17th objectives in our development areas in Egypt. So the woman nowadays has a big part in our life in Egypt, and when the women, they are participating as a member in this society, as a mother, absolutely everything will be very, stable, and they can use their thoughts, they will transfer it to their kids. So the woman is very important because she's raising a family, and also she is an employee in any institute. So the women, they are, just transfer and delegate their thoughts to everyone that she is living with. Yeah. They are very influencer, by the way, the ladies or the female, by the way.
Yes. Yes, Dr. Hanedi Ragai, the human development expert. Thank you very much for joining us today in Nile TV International. Ladies and gentlemen, short break. I'll be back.
Announcing that Parliament has reconvened. 200 years is the age of parliamentary life in Egypt. 200 years, and the Egyptians have been enacting their laws and legislations and choosing who represents them. In the past, our grandfathers voted, participated, and elected. And now it is your turn to complete the journey. Your vote is a trust. Your vote is the strength for your country, and it shapes the future for our children. The House of Representatives elections 2025. Your voice matters. Your ballot makes a difference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're still following the rerun and the runoff of the second phase of the parliamentary elections. And now we have with us over the phone Nermeen Abdulrahman, our correspondent from Al Daqqaliyya Governorate. Good morning, Nermeen. Now, Nermeen, there is a technical problem. I think calling Nermeen Abdulrahman, our correspondent in Al Daqqaliyya, and we will recall her after a short while. Nermeen, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, Abir. A very good morning to you, dear. Here I am talking from Al Daqqaliyya, particularly from Al Mansoura, the capital of this big governorate. As you know, Al Daqqaliyya is one of the biggest governorates all over Egypt. We do have here more than 4.7 million eligible voters. We are in the first day of the runoff of the House of the Representatives elections 2025. We do have 10 electoral districts distributed all over the governorate. And as you see, I am in Shajarat al-Dor School in Al-Gala, one of the main streets here in Al Mansoura. Everything is going okay, and I've asked the judges who are responsible for the polling station here. It opened exactly 9 a.m. Cairo local time to make sure that they are going to be able to receive the voters. But the weather is a little bit rainy, so we do not expect that a heavy turnout is going to start from now. And as you know also, Abir, that this is a working day.
Yes. Yes, Nermeen, tell us more about the security measures taken around the polling stations and the logistics for the elderly people and so on.
Yes, Abir. There is an operation room which was set up in the headquarters of Al Daqqaliyya Governorate to make sure that they are going to receive all of the complaints if there were any, and to interfere immediately to eliminate any obstacles on the way and to guarantee a smooth voting process for the voters without any obstacles. Also, there is such a fruitful coordination between the Governorate of Al Daqqaliyya. Major General Tariq Marzouk had statements released yesterday regarding the fruitful cooperation among all concerned bodies, whether it's the Governorate of Al Daqqaliyya or the Security Directorate of Al Daqqaliyya. In addition to the health authorities here, there are health teams scattered also all over the polling stations to make sure that they are going to interfere if there is any voter in need. And the logistics also, everything was set for the voting process. And as you know, Abir, we do have accumulated experience in this, and it's now, I can say it that clear, that the officials here are totally trained to meet any irregularities or any problems on the ground, to eliminate them and to guarantee a successful voting process. Abir.
Yes, Nermeen. Nermeen, I know that we are still in the beginning of the day, but I would like to ask you about any violations recorded or any breaches around the school you are in, or anything not normal?
At all, Abir. You know, I was also keen to ask these questions even to the volunteers here. And as you see beside me, you are going to find the security personnel on the ground since the early morning to make sure that they are there to guarantee the enforcement of law. And Major General Tariq Marzouk was also keen to reassure the unshakable sense of the Egyptian state. Yes, neutrality, transparency, making sure that no irregularities are there, and that there is also no breach for the electoral silence from the side of the candidates, of course. Abir.
Yes, Nermeen, I can see behind you queues for voters waiting to cast their ballots. I want you to tell me about the timing the voting process should be taking.
2 or 3 minutes maximum. I told you, Abir, and since the first phase, I was very much keen to speak with the judges, the employees, the volunteers, who were very well trained to make the voting process, as you've kindly mentioned, this very smart question about the duration. No more than 2 to 3 minutes, and that's all. And by the way, I'd like also to add that there are special preparations for people with disabilities or people with special needs. And the judges are very much keen even to go themselves for people with special needs or people with disabilities who are keen to come and to cast their ballot, to help them with all ways, whatever the disability is. Yeah, I mean, for example, in the first phase, I found, or I witnessed myself, a voter with a hearing disability. So there was one of the employees who was an expert, or she, to be accurate, was expert in sign language. So it took also no more than 3 minutes, and you know, I felt proud that all the preparations are there to help people with special needs, as they are part and parcel of our society, and their integration in such a political process, this constitutional right, is very important, and really showing to what extent the Egyptian society is that developed, is that civilized, and be able to integrate those very important sectors into the community. Abir.
Yes, Nermeen Abdurrahman, our correspondent from Al-Dakhale, thank you very much for joining us from Al Mansoura, and special greeting to Mansoura citizens. Thank you, Nermeen. Back to you, Dr. Ali. We want to know more about the social media impact on our lives in general and also in the elections.
Well, you know, the media play a very, very, very important role in the election. We take the example of your Kamel, Nile TV International, and the messages you to people, don't vote for this reason or for that reason.
Yeah.
This is a very important message. And
so how can we control this, Dr. Ali?
You mean controlling the media is helping the media first to have a free and nice environment to work.
Yeah.
If the media
No, I mean the social media, how can we control the false information published many times on social media?
We have to avoid the fake news and giving not good information to the voters.
Yes.
As you know, the majority of people in Egypt are young.
Yes.
And it's very important that the media correspond with young people and give messages to young people, and the question of empowerment of women in Egypt.
Yes.
Because, as you know, the relation between the mother and the child is very, very important in the election. And the influence of the mother on the child and on the young. So there is big relation between the relationship between the attitude or the behavior of the mother or the woman and the child or the son or the daughter. And the media, when focus on giving empowerment of the woman and children, will help in the future, because the future of Egypt, of the country, depend on the attitude and the behavior and the election and of the voter, young and women.
Yes.
And they are representing more than half of the society, because the majority, I mean, Egypt is 60% are under 18 years old. And if we don't focus on women and young,
the
the election would not be successful.
Yeah.
So this is very important, the role of the media, radio, TV, television,
Yes,
press.
of course. Yes, Dr. Ali. We have with us over the phone now Mr. Mohammed Cheta. He is an international media expert. Good morning, Mr. Mohammed.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your distinguished guests and distinguished viewers of Nile TV.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, for joining us today in Nile TV International. I would like to ask you about the participation of Egyptians in the elections so far. How do you view this?
I think that the participation of the Egyptians abroad ensures that all citizens, regardless of location, in which country they are, have a voice in shaping the national policies. Therefore, it also strengthens the national unity, reflects the diverse perspective, and it reinforces the citizenship and belonging, and enhances the legitimacy of the elected institutions by representing the full population inside and outside Egypt.
And how do you view the participation of elderly people and women and also youth?
I think it's very important to have both the elderly as well as the mid-age, as well as the youth contributing to the in the elections. Especially the youth play a vital role through innovations and activism and the use of the digital platforms.
Yeah.
And by participating in elections and civic initiatives, these young people, they could spread awareness, challenge apathy, and promote positive civic behaviors among their peers and communities and colleagues.
Yes, Dr. Mohammed, what about the main social and development files the next parliament should tackle?
I think the most important social files should be the discrepancy between the incomes. I think what most people and a large percentage of the society is feeling now, that the prices are extremely high and that they do not cope with the average salaries. So I think raising the salaries and finding a balance between all the different salaries for the high income, the mid income, and the low income people, I think this should be the main focus of the next parliament.
Yes, Mr. Mohammed, as a media expert, did the electoral campaigns succeeded in raising the awareness of voters and encouraging them to participate in the elections?
Well, I think the indicators which we had that included high voter turnout and active political discussion and increased participation of youth and women and engagement on civic platforms, and also attendance of the public forums and growth in the voter education initiative. It was quite obvious, and the impact we had could be measured through the voter turnout statistics and the surveys on the political awareness, on the elections transparency report, as well as the diversity of the candidates and the level of the civic engagement, and also the public trust in electoral outcomes. And I think we've seen that there had been quite some positive impact during these past elections, especially from what we've seen on TV as well as on the social media.
Yes. As you just mentioned, the social media, tell us more about the social media impact on the electoral process, Mr. Mohammed.
Well, the social media, I think, plays a very important role, not only in the election, but in all different aspects of life nowadays. Yeah. And we've seen that, especially now with the AI and the fake videos and the fake news on social media, it became more and more important to identify the real videos from the fake videos. So we've seen a lot of fake videos actually on social media claiming of some violations during the elections, and thankfully the Ministry of Interior has been extremely active in pursuing these fake videos and also pursuing any wrongdoing posted on social media.
Yeah.
So I think we've seen a lot of progress in fighting these fake videos from the Ministry of Interior, and even their own page on Facebook is becoming now a trend among social media users. So, and a lot of the candidates, of course, also use social media for promoting themselves. So I think social media, like it turned out in the USA, for example, even President Donald Trump himself, he said that he won the elections in the United States more or less because of TikTok. So,
yes.
So I think we'll see a much bigger role for the social media in the next parliament as well.
Yes, Mr. Mohammed Cheta, the international media expert, thank you very much for talking to us on Nile TV International today. Back to you, Dr. Ali. You were talking about women empowerment and the role of women in the coming parliament.
Yes, I found that the Women Council in Egypt now very, very active, and the Mrs. Maya Morsi give with many women in the empowerment to play important role in the election. We know that many in this election especially that women are very active, and they go and they encourage each others to go to the vote. And this is the future. This is very important for the future. The woman role is to encourage economic development and social development and cultural development. She gives a message to the children and to the population.
Of course.
The role of the woman is very, very important. We cannot ignore the role of the woman and their empowerment.
Yes, yes, Dr. Ali Kamel, the professor of psychology from Sorbonne University and also former advisor to the Minister of Health. Thank you very much for coming today to Nile TV International.
Thank you very much to invite me.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping you good success.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, by this we reach the end of our English transmission. Stay tuned for the French transmission coverage of the parliamentary elections. I'm Abir Mitwali, and thanks for watching.